All right. Okay, so we're starting, but I already got a connection issue, but let me make sure it's going to be flowing. And if it doesn't flow, you guys, just know that I will make a part 2 right away. It only takes me a few minutes, but I'm so happy to be here, and I'll wait for more people to come in. Looks like we got 11 people and 11 likes. Machiwa. At least I thought I saw it. But yeah, this is our time, Fridays and Saturdays, or no, sorry, Tuesdays and Saturdays, and 6 p.m. And we teach concepts like unity consciousness. Unity. Think of the word unity. Together. Oneness. Okay, so this is based on the sacred universal law of one. Okay, and there's a lot of spiritual systems out there speaking lip service to unity consciousness, but not actually doing it or being it. So yeah, that's on them. Okay, if you're going to be calling yourself Christ-like but not being Christ-like, you see what I'm saying? The real beings, I mean the beings who are actually in real Christ consciousness, see. So why fake? Why pose? Why speak lip service? So let's just claim it. Let's just own it. Let's be it. Let's represent it. Okay, we're going to be talking about unity, but let's represent unity. Let's be unity. Not pretend, not act. You know, there's a lot of actors out there. So we want to be the genuine, real thing, real deal. As soon as I said genuine, I saw that Little Pony song. That's an old school song, but I loved that song when it came out. But yeah, we want to be the genuine unity consciousness, the genuine Christ consciousness, and just stand in it, stand in our conviction of it. Because realize this is a spiritual war, you guys, and well, gee, religions are not based on unity consciousness. And some of the new age out there is not based on unity consciousness, or at least they're not fully practicing it. You would say partially when it's convenient. But even when it's not convenient, you guys, we stand in unity. And understand, at the back of our mind, always know the back of our mind, there is only one God, there is only one reality. The universal sacred law of one. That's what unity is coming from. That's where it originates. Okay? It's not limited to Earth. It goes beyond Earth. It's a universal thing, but it includes Earth. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So thankful for all of you. And I'll wait till there's about 60 people and I'll explain Saturday. So let me say hello to everybody. We got Lisa in the house. Greetings. Good to have you, Holy One. Star of Wisdom, your first one. Welcome. Many blessings to you. Thank you guys for holding space with us. We also will have a lot of regulars as well, but all newcomers are welcome. This is for new people and advanced people. So Celine, our first moderator in the house. Thank you so much, sister. Good to have you. Bless you. So happy to see you taking notes in your Cathara 2 studies. Bless you, sister. And thank you for your service here. And also we have Sarah Holder, Machiwa sister. I miss you too. I missed all you guys. I felt bad about Saturday. I'm just waiting for a few more people. 44. I like that number. Machiwa. I claim that. We got Lauren. Hello, fam. Hello to you, Star Sister. Good to have you. Sir Madison, our brother in spirit, representing. What's up, Holy One? Good to have you here with us. Another liran, representing lirans. We got Freebird Blue. Let's listen and learn. Bless you, brother. Thank you for holding space with us. Sometimes I can't tell the gender. I'm just guessing, but please don't hesitate to correct me. Monica Marsh, hello, Holy One. Spiritual Anomaly 4, Mad Retzik. I don't know about. Let me see. What's that about? Let me see. Okay, now I lost the page. Whoa. What? This is tripping me out. What is Mad Retzik? Vatican Mad Retzik. I have no idea, brother, what you're talking. Connecting. And you guys, we got excellent connection again, so. You guys watch Spiritual Anomaly? I don't know what's up with that. Spiritual Ascension, Pink Lemon, at-one-ment, you said a Holy One, at-one-ment, not atonement. You see how the dark side will take our concepts and twist them. Machiwa. No, transmute. It's at-one-ment. That is unity. Uniting, coming together. At-one-ment. Machiwa. And that's what you call our agreement. That's our alignment. That's what we are coming as like-minded, Christos avatars coming on Earth, man. I just released a video with the reference to Paladin, which is like a strong armor, like plate armor warrior, but a magical one who can cast healing. So it's a warrior who heals, a warrior that defends, that protects. That apparently that video moved some of you. So it moves all of us who are connecting to unity, to God's original intention. Okay? There's a bunch of distortion of God's intention on planet Earth, in religions, in New Age. A hell of a lot of distortions. Purposeful, intentional distortions of God. There's only one of those. What did I just say earlier? There's only one reality, there's only one being. There's only one creator. Yet, we got a bunch of beings claiming to be creator. They're all not correct. There's only one that's correct. But you're going to get pantheons. You're going to get the occult. You're going to get magical orders, all praising, all worshiping some other entities as creator God. What is that called? What would you call that? That's not coming together. That's fragmenting. That's separating. That's distortion. We don't say wrong in unity. We say distortion. Wrong, distortion. Okay? Wrong is an absolute polarized idea, concept. Polarized from right. Right or wrong. It's not right or wrong. Because if you imply right, then that implies a wrong. And how could you say part of God is wrong? That goes right back to the chosen ones. Did you know the chosen ones is polarized. It's not in unity. And you will get people listing all their different ideas of why, oh, I'm a chosen one. You'll get all kinds of rationalizations. Do you know what a rationalization is? Rationalize. You come up with some reason to make sense out of something. You make a reason so it becomes what you want it to be. You're not actually, rationalizing anything in life is fooling yourself. So, but people will, let's say, disagree. That's different than rationalizing. Okay, so let's disagree. Okay, and so instead of rationalize why, your distortion is not a distortion. There's only one God. It's not an opinion. There is only one being that created everything. Not Allah and Brahma and Yahweh and we can go through all the different gods. What God created. This one says it created, and that one says it created, and that one says it created. That is not unity. You see what that's doing? They're very smart to create a pantheon. Now there's a pantheon of divisions within God, specialties in God. Oh, this is God, and that's God, and that's God. This is the God of the moon. This is the God of nature. This is the God of men, of women. This is the God of this animal. This is the God. What? Okay, there's only one creator. You see, when you have a bunch of 3D consciousness trying to understand the universe, trying to understand God, they come up with ideas, opinions, different opinions of God. That's not on God, that's on distortion in 3D. It is distorted consciousness that says there's this many gods, there's thousands of, tens of thousands, millions of gods. So there's only one creator God. You see how the word God, G-O-D, simple word, small word, big word, it's distorted on planet Earth. It's confused on planet Earth. Not coming together in unity, coming together in understanding, coming together, most importantly, in love. Okay? And since we don't know everything, since we're not perfect, we can peacefully agree to disagree on things and still be friends. But no, some people are not only against unity, because it's only about believers only or chosen ones only. So what kind of dialogue can we have with that consciousness? When they're adamant that they will tell you up in your face, they'll be aggressive, okay, that you're going to go to some horrible place since you're not believing in their God. And there's another religion saying the same exact thing, because Jews and Christians are so confident they're worshiping the only one true God, creator. Okay, so does the Islamist, just as passionately as you. They have a God with a different name, a few different stories. Okay, which one's right? Which one's wrong? And then you go. How many religions can you name? No, real. How many religions can you name at the top of your head? Just realize that there's over 4,000 religions. Do you know them all? 4 different ideas of God. You guys, that is not unity. That's fragmentation. That's polarization. We want to go outside of distortion, outside of polarity, connect to our divine blueprint. That's how you do that. 12th dimensional Christos divine blueprint. We want to connect to that so we're not so distorted, right? We want to follow the God's original intention, God's creeds, Creator's creeds, not some religious angry God creates. So it takes discernment. And this is why we need to talk about unity, because it's not existing out on the planet. Only in small minority of millions. Remember, there's only millions of starseeds and indigos. Nothing close to 1 billion. Nothing close to 100 million. According to the numbers in Voyagers 2, there's only a few million, less than 10 million of us, who come from those realms, who come from the 6th dimension, the 5th dimension, the 4th dimension. You know, those are polarized too. But we're talking about beings who reclaimed their Christ identity, their Christic connection, their Christic DNA. They've activated their chakras, not limiting to the 3D, but 4D, 5D, 6D, 7, 8. That's the gold chakra. That's the thymus. The 9th, the silver chakra. These are higher selves. These are higher consciousness that you can connect to while you're in the 3D and reclaim those 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Reclaim your Christ, Christos. Reclaim your divine blueprint, holy ones. This is how you understand unity. This is how you reclaim unity. This is how you stand in your conviction of unity. Because you're going to get all kinds of wars, aggressions, fights, disagreements, you know, when they're not practicing unity. Unity means you can disagree on something and still love each other. I love you, brother, sister. and you don't sit there and try to change the belief of your brother or sister. Whoever it is out here in the world, you're not trying to, oh, your God's wrong, my God's right. You know, there's this total nonsense, low vibe, low vibration, low consciousness, low awareness, literal low awareness, not aware. They don't have a word in the Bible for mindfulness, presence, reaching at-one-ment. No, you're meant to reach subservience and blind worship. That is definitely not unity. It's attacking unity. And the Guardians call that anti-Christos. Humans call it antichrist. Machua. So there's enough people online now. All right, you guys, I'm so sorry. I apologize to the community that I missed Saturday's live. I'm sorry, you guys. I had intended to go to the drum circle, but as I was driving there from my little town to Las Vegas, I saw it getting windy. I said, oh, right, great. This is great. No, it's not. And then by the time I get to the drum circle, the park that we were going to go do it on was locked. It was literally locked. We couldn't get inside. We're not going to break in, you know. So, and plus it was hella windy. And, okay, I'm bummed out. I wanted to do a live with you guys. I wanted to jam, but it just didn't turn out. And so I was considering doing a live in my truck while I was driving back home. It wasn't safe. It was dark and stuff, and I was eating, and so that doesn't happen all the time, you guys. That I miss a live without some type of explanation. So I do apologize for that. But hey, here we are, and we're ready to rock and roll and make up for that, and get back to routine. Okay. And by the time let me check the calendar. Oh, it's still a ways. Yeah, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 more lives before the 2025. Okay, so Saturday, next Tuesday, the Saturday again, and then the next Tuesday. Oh, shit. That's New Year's Eve, our last Tuesday live. A lot of you are going to want to go party, you know, or at least be with family. So we might do something about that live, move it or do it earlier or something. But Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with us. There's 100 souls online. Thank you for being here. And wow. Indigo Wizard, Vato? Machu Indigo. I didn't even say hi to you yet. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. This is not your first time. You support this work. You're in here in Christ consciousness and your service. Thank you so much. And it's so beautiful to see you grow. And the rest of you I've met in the past year. We're growing together. I'm growing. I'm not a master guru. I'm not perfect, but I'm growing too with you. I'm learning these Emerald Order teachings with you. And so, thank you, Indigo. Thank you for supporting this work, man. It's much needed. So I'm very grateful. Sarah Birche, thank you, sister. That's awesome. Thank you for your positive vibes, your positive support, your positive comments, your energy. Thank you, sister. And we help each other. We affect each other. You know, it's a group vibe. It's a group consciousness. Thanks, you guys. It's good to have that at the early of the show. So, and plus I missed out on any support on Saturday, right? So today is makeup, you guys. Today is a makeup day. As a matter of fact, let's make a $100 goal at least. Let me see. We'll give it an hour timer. An hour timer. Or there's no hour and a half, so I'll put an hour timer. It doesn't say how much. Anyways, I'll just yeah, I don't know what's up with this. It's not letting me do it, but anyways, we'll just have fun. Get inspired by examples. I'll stream again on Friday. I'll play a rhythm game without any sound. A rhyme game, hosting a community gaming night. That's interesting. Host a community gaming night. It would definitely be World of Warcraft. I will be a paladin. I don't know what you guys will be, but you have to be Alliance. And then we would all go play for a few hours if you want to. Get 1 extra hour of live streaming when we reach the goal. Yeah, that sounds more reasonable. Let's do that. Get 1 extra hour of live. So if you guys do this, then we'll go to 9 o'clock tonight, which is an extra hour. All right. But I didn't. 15 super chats, so that could be $1 to $5, $10, $20, like Sarah. Sorry, you guys, but you realize I do this for a living. This is how I survive. So it's not a big deal when there's a lot of people who love this content and they want to keep seeing it, you know. So I'll get haters out there. What was it? Well, one of the videos, I was going like this, and someone made some stupid comment. What is this guy? How is this guy making money? He thinks I'm trying to sell you my book. It's not my book. Okay, and this is the Emerald Order. Emerald Order. You say we keep talking about Emerald Order. That's what Emerald Order is. And Ashiana's a scribe. She's what you call an Emerald Order translator. This isn't even her work. Well, it's her energy to put it all, compile it, but it's the Emerald Order teachings. This is all of our teachings. And there's something else I have to say. I thought it was going to be interesting just to show one of my older videos into this channel, and of course I have a different hairstyle and color, and people there's a lot of nice comments, but there was also some bullshit comments. Oh, he wears a wig. This is his real appearance. Oh, you're on a midlife crisis. Just keep your gray hair and you know, all this bullshit. Excuse my language, but it is bullshit. Low vibe, low consciousness. You didn't see any of my members leaving those negative comments. It's a bunch of ignorant 3D people who got to say, who have to. Apparently, they have to say some shit. First of all, do I even look 7 years younger? Do I look like that? I'm not oldish, totally older, but you can tell the difference. And then there were several people who said, oh, that's AI. Shit. And they said, I can tell that's AI. What you talking about, Willis? What are you smoking? I know what I smoke, but I want to know what you're smoking. It's not AI. I'm not wearing a freaking wig. This is not a freaking wig. And I look different than that video. I had no idea I was going to get some ridiculous responses like that. I wasn't trying to do that. I'm not just talking about on YouTube either. All the platforms, people had some shit to say. And there were some nice people too. Unity consciousness. You see, this is an example. People are trying to argue, fight, cause problems. That's not unity. Criticize, make fun of people. That's not unity. Making jokes, making fun, teasing, arguing. That's not unity. You can disagree in unity, like beliefs. But like I said, you still respect each other. One of our 12 attitudes of mastery is reverent respect. Respect all people, all beings. When people say shit about my appearance, they have no clue what is reverent respect. And then I got some more triggers, mostly on Instagram, about the Lemurian video. People got triggered by the Lemurian video because I showed that it was brown skin race, and they were calling me racist. Huh? Let's clarify that real quick. First of all, I had to explain to these people, you're taking this out of context. You didn't see the original video. Go check out the full video. Because this is about the genetic hybridization on planet Earth. That's what Lemuria is. It's part of that. I was trying to explain, that there's racist people, but it's kind of humorous that there's that those racist people, they lived as Lemurian brown skin. They lived as Atlantean red skin. It's in your DNA strand 2, DNA strand 3. We all have all the color skins. Let me say this very clearly again. All humans are going to be brown skin. All humans will also, it's tied into reincarnation. Look what I am now. I'm brown skin now. But you're going to reincarnate with black skin. You're going to have incarnations as yellow skin, Asians. You're going to have black skin, white skin, red skin, all the 5 main skins. Yet we have ignorant, dark age, primitive, low vibe consciousness whose races base people on the color of their skin is barbaric. What does that have to do with your organs, your intelligence? Nothing. It is an ancient, primitive vibration, homie. And you have no clue what is unity, because, you put little children together, they will play with each other. They won't care what they look like. But as soon as that little kid is grown up, they start seeing all the division. It's all ingrained in society. And now you hate each other based on skin. Now you hurt each other based on skin. It is related to darkness. You're meant to fight. You're meant to argue. You're meant to be racist. You're programmed. It's instilled in you, homies. They don't want you coming together in unity. They want you fighting for this reason, for that reason, for this reason. So some stupid reasons. They want you, now you're acting foolishly, now you're speaking foolishly in these comments about Christ consciousness, about the forbidden history of the Lemurians. I threw in that little comment at the end. I didn't know it was going to re-trigger some people. And now that was a learning lesson for me. We got 6 out of 15. Woohoo! Stephen Oswald, European, right? Thank you, Holy. It says Euros, so thank you, brother, so much. Thank you so much, man. Indigo Wizard again. One ray. I will have enough to help humanity. The more I receive, the more I give. The more I give, the more I receive. That's a great philosophy, brother. Thank you so much for sharing. And that's what you're describing, positive karma. Right? Just like there's positive ego and negative ego. That's positive karma. Thank you, brother. It's the universe. That's a reaction from the universe. You're dark, you get dark. You're light, you get some light. Wow. It's not so hard, right? To understand. Mr. Madism! I missed you, Anahazi, the whole Christos family. Yeah. I felt that myself. And the whole Christos family last Saturday. Love you all. And short-haired alternate timeline, Anahazi. Yeah, you were one of the first people to comment on Instagram. Nice wig. Oh yeah, it's sturdy wig, man. Look at that. Can you see it going to my scalp? That reminds me, when I was dating some Russian girl in Ukraine, in Odessa, she had the most beautiful long hair. We were all sitting in some nice restaurant, because I always treated my friends to some nice places, because at the time Ukraine was only 5 hryvnias to the dollar, so they didn't make us. It wasn't, I could be, gracious, so I have no problems giving, and I there was many instances. There would have been like my birthday in Ukraine. I paid for everything. But one of the girls I was dating, she had beautiful hair, and we were sitting down eating with some friends, and they were whispering to me, "That's not real hair." And I had to ask her. I was always wondering why she didn't let me touch her hair. Now I understand why. But it was extensions. No, I'm not wearing a wig. I'm not wearing extensions. It's the real thing. And anyways, thanks, brother. Sir Madism. And you've helped several times, brother. Thank you so much for your help. Lauren Gates, sister. You also have a question. Thank you for supporting this works, Lauren. Hello, Christos. I'm curious if Minerva benevolent beings always traveled by way of Merkaba, or if they sometimes use spaceships. I would say both. Of course, there's guardian motherships. What is that? Right there, that should answer your question. So, and just so you know, the guardians use clones too. So, the negative side will use them in a negative way. The guardians are going to use them in a positive way. Same with the spaceships. It says the stream will end. Now it's saying excellent connection. I think there must be a setting to. But let me finish Lauren's question. You're not receiving enough video. You guys, if this video ends, I'm going to make a part 2 within a few minutes. So please come back to the live if that happens. 99 souls. 139 souls. It's not going away. Party time. I'm going to get some more amber. Woohoo! I will go back to the comments as soon as I see the live change. Whoa. Sir Madism, can we have you loud and clear? Okay. Excellent connection. Okay. Light workers, or I mean, guardians can use Merkaba, right? So this is not something I heard Ashana talk about, but I'm just making sense of it. That we learn Merkaba so we have the light vehicle in our lifetimes. Excuse me. But they can also use spaceships, so they can use both. I mean, think about it. If you're going with a bunch of your friends, you're going to want to go on a spaceship. If you're going by yourself, you're going to go to another dimension. You want to check it out. Go right through your Merkaba. So in those instances, you would use a Merkaba. Other instances, maybe it's a mission. Maybe you're bringing back, rescuing beings from another planet. You need a spaceship. You need to get something from another planet. You know, you're using technologies. And so if you remember some of these other lifetimes in the future, everything is high tech. It's not dinosaur days. It's not primitive. It's super advanced. And every level is going to be more and more and more and more and more hyper, super, ultra advanced. So where the technology is what you call godlike. So to answer your question, it'll be both. Thank you for supporting this work, sister. I actually am fascinated by space age. I can't wait to go back to it. Stephen Oswald again, right? Yeah. Woohoo! All right, brother. Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Woo! Fist bump, right? Whoa! I haven't heard this name before. Indigo's Whispers of Wisdom. Another Indigo child. Peace and omni love to all. Bless you, Holy One. Thank you for supporting this work. We're coming together. We're coming together. Can't you feel unity? Anna says, we are one collective. She said it. You said it, sister. You get it. You're getting it. Celine, sister. Thank you so much, Celine. Bless you, sister. 888. Is that what they call the Lion's Gate, right? That's what you're feeling. Thank you, Holy One. Bless you. Priest of Light. And some of you are warriors, some of you are healers, some of you are, wise guardian speakers. Connecting to that, when you start to align yourself with those positive energies, you start to connect to them and receive communication from them. You interact with these other beings who are like you. You're not going to have some ghoulish, fallen angelic come into your fields when you're sitting there in your life living in Christ consciousness. But if you're a New Age Christ consciousness, that's a different story, because they're doing channeling, they're connecting to these beings who are pretending to be light. You're going to get so much of this bullshit, man, with Galactic Federation. All these lovers, all these New Agers loving on Galactic Fed. You see the videos, people, I use AIR, you see other people making AIR of Galactic Fed, of how they're beautiful and peaceful and wonderful, whether they're beautiful or not, but you realize that they're on a Luciferian thing. They're going to come to you in these this is why we have to come and interact with those New Agers. We need to interact with those channels, have conversations with those people producing that content, invite them to a positive debate. Okay, you think the Galactic Federation are good guys. Let's have a conversation. You see what I'm saying? You're going to have all these Muslims or Christians doing their evangelizing. Well, for us, we're going to bring the unity consciousness to the table. We're going to say, look, you're getting in bed with the Inky Anunnaki. You're sleeping with the Enlil people. You're hanging out with Galactic Fed. They're going to come to you with peaceful, beautiful messages, Holy Ones. Just realize the guardian angelic nations, the Emerald Order, says Galactic Fed are fallen angelics, bringing you false creeds and false ascension teachings, like reverse Merkaba instead of regular Merkaba. That is death, man, versus life. It's not an opinion. These are literal. Got this OBS thing. When you have some beings trying to reverse, change divine frequencies, red flag, Metatron, that's the first thing you think of as Metatron. But, man, that's us. In here. Toth, Inky, Enoch, Galactic Fed. This is us. A small minority. Most of the people are following the dark side. Remember, there's only 10 million of us or less. The rest are religious people and New Agers who are following the false creeds, and we talk about those creeds. We can have a debate about those creeds. I debate them all the time with people's negative comments. I'm getting good practice in responding to religious people. A lot of good experience in how to reply to this question and that distorted question and that distorted, comment. You get good with practice. You guys are probably practicing in your social media. You're getting good practice in your, craft, your trade. And you can nudge New Agers, hey, maybe you want to check this out. Especially when you see, like, for example, I'm just saying this, I'm not trying to pick on Billy Carson, but when he made his rebuttal, he had a huge flower of life behind him, man. A huge Metatron death science behind Billy. When you see some of your brothers and sisters, you mention, you nudge, hey, did you know that's not the flower of life, it's the flower of death. And here's why. Okay, we don't call that evangelizing. We see distortion. You're a light worker from the Emerald Covenant. You came here to speak Emerald Covenant. Now, we're not correcting people. We're offering they have this choice and no other choices. Here's another choice. Here's what the guardian angelic nations say is unity, and what's being preached and taught in New Age. Okay, so we don't just mention it because we're trying to pick on something, but we're here. We came here. It took a lot of effort to get here, to grow up, to awaken, and we're not here to sit idle. We're not just here to observe. We're here to do something, to transmute. We're here to transmute. That's not sitting idle. We're here to heal, to cleanse karma, to provide, you would say, the Emerald Order teachings, and maybe a meme. Maybe you made a meme. Maybe you made some video post. Like, I'm connecting to other people. I'm going to do more interviews with people with small channels who are teaching some of the Emerald Order teachings. So I want to help any way I can, because we got almost 90,000 people here, and my other platforms that can help some of these smaller channels get some exposure. And so if you guys have close to 1,000 subscribers or even 500 subscribers, we can work something out. I'm not asking for nothing. I'm simply, we can have an interview. We can have an interview, talk about our beliefs, even if we don't agree with everything. So you will see more of that in 2025. More collaboration, more Zoom meetings, because we only did one Zoom meeting this year. I just get this huge feeling, this huge vibration, ideas, and that next year is going to be definitely about coming together, coming together, coming together. So wrong glasses for that. Yeah, Sir Madism thinks the flower of life is the image of God. Yeah, that's what New Agers, they think it's some blessed thing. So we would have to like show him like a picture of, there's diagrams out there that show you side to side comparison. There is diagrams. If you search in Google search image search, you will see plenty of people comparing the flower of death with the flower of life. Even on Lisa Renee's Ascension Glossary site, you'll find a diagram. She will compare and talk about it. Like, that would be a great idea. Send Billy or his wife a link to the freaking flower of life, flower of death comparison. But we're not here to correct people. If Billy doesn't want to open his mind to those ideas, that's on him. You know, I mean, he believes that, you know, come on, brother, you're having all these issues for a reason. Your platform is under attack for a reason. So we're just saying, hey, you know, maybe consider the flower of death is not going to help your situation. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, Mazen. Why would you even say that? Oh, shit, you're not talking to me. When you say the word Anuhazi, I'm like, okay, you're talking to me. Annie Starr said it. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Yeah, but not everyone. Well, people tattoo it on their body for the same reason New Agers use it on their backgrounds or have wall paintings. I used to have a freaking giant wall, one of those wall, hangers on the, like it was huge, and it was Metatron's seal. It's frequency, man. When you take a symbol and blow it up the size of a wall, you better believe that energy is affecting you. And even though Billy had it as a digital background, it doesn't matter. It's still aligning. It's still now in your space. You purposely, intentionally put the flower of death with you in your space. It's affecting you. People don't understand that. If you don't think symbols are power, check out cymatics. Look at what the universe is doing with sound. Symbol, sound, it's color, it all is power. It's all frequency. So, of course, a tattoo should be a huge consideration. Not the fact that it's on your body forever, but also the fact that, hey, you got some reverse Merkaba on your body. And it's not just that symbol, the Metatron Death Seal. It's the same group. It's coming out of the same group. Even Lisa Renee talks about the distortion of the Fibonacci spiral. I want to doubt people are tattooing themselves with that. Ascension glossary. Fibonacci. She has a whole page on Fibonacci. Wait, I don't see anything negative yet on the Fibonacci. Wait. Therefore, the Fibonacci spiral is a model of metatronic reversal in the consciousness fields. Oh, gosh, man. Now, even if you guys don't agree with everything on Lisa Renee, there's still a lot of stuff you can learn from her. So this is for Sir Madism or whoever else cares about it. You see anyone else dealing with the flower of life, there's a link directly to it's a nice little article for them to read. And don't try to convince them, let them decide. That's the whole thing about Christ consciousness and unity, man. We don't, like, let's say you guys, you don't agree with this person on something, but you're going to try to correct them. You see, that right there is a perfect example of you not practicing unity or Christ consciousness. We don't correct. We say, hey, check this out. If I'm exposing religion, I'm not trying to correct people. I'm saying, hey, look, and you decide. Okay? So that's what that's about. Let me refresh the page because it's not matching the goal, the target goal. It still says only 6 people, but I know there's been more than 6 people. It still says 6 out of 15. Oh, because it has to be $5 or more. Yeah, it made me choose a dollar amount, and that was the smallest one I could choose. I chose $5. Jeffrey! What's up, brother? Thank you, man. Much respect to you. Thank you. Oh, that's your third super. Thank you so much, brother. Blessings to you. So that changed it to 7 out of 15. So yeah, you guys, unity consciousness is understanding. You would say you want to become familiar with the law of one, but not the raw material law of one. Okay? Let me see if Lisa says anything about the raw material. Like, I respect Lisa Renee. It's interesting. I haven't heard her say anything about Ashiana's move. What? Sorry, guys. Yeah, Jeffrey. Thank you, brother. Whoa, it's not showing up in my thing. I gotta refresh again. But anyways, you guys, let's stick on the topic here. Unity consciousness. Oh, the law of one. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to check the law Lisa said about raw material. Raw material. And just like they use, you know, because raw is positive group, but there's also some negative things about this. You know, just like anything else, they take positive concepts, like the flower of life, and twist it. Now it's not the flower of life. Now it's something opposing the flower of life. We'll call it the flower of death. The same thing with raw. You think it's a good thing now because it's called the raw material, law of one. That's a double whammy. Oh, it must be good because it's law of one and it's the raw material. No, no, no. Same thing with Lord Maitreya. Same thing with Metatron. Same thing with Archangel Michael. You think they're all good, you know, but this is bad guys pretending to be good guys. And we don't just say that. We break it down and show you how. We're not just making claims, we back up our claims. And these teachings definitely talk about Metatron. You heard Becca come on my show, we talked about Metatron. You heard me talk about Metatron. We talk about Archangel Michael. And we explain why. We explain how the mechanics are distorted, how they're actually pulling you into phantom. These are vampiric strategies. Now they will just be dark, but they're also going to pretend to be light. They'll have different strategies, man. They want you to come together and then you know, it's the same thing with the New Agers. They'll come to they will come to you in channeling. We are Archangel Michael. We are the Pleiadians. We're some angel wanting to help and assist you in your spiritual awakening and spiritual mastery. They're going to come to you peacefully. You guys, you always check things based on unity consciousness and Christ consciousness and law of one. That's your toolbox. You check any person, any entity, any video, any book, based on if it's aligned itself with true unity consciousness. No judgment, no leaders, no gurus, no I'm better than thou, a chosen one. You are selected as chosen ones. Man, I don't have this on my window, but let me see. Like just today, the Family of Taygeta podcast. They're coming to you with these beautiful images of beautiful Pleiadians. It's beautiful. You fall for it. You're tricked. You're duped. Not only, let's say they're not promoting anything really dark, but they're taking you off of actual real mechanics and guardians. The Family of Taygeta podcast. I will have to read this, but they're mentioning Galactic Federation. They're the 70 Pleiadians of the Galactic Feds. Okay, let's check this out. Unity consciousness. We'll pull up this book right here. And list just a couple of things, horrible things that Galactic Federation has done. Galactic Fed. They're part of the Nibirian, Pleiadian, Anunnaki. Luciferians. This is what I just mentioned with these Family of Taygeta podcast. They're Luciferians. Even if this person, whoever made this channel, doesn't even know this shit. That they're mixed with the Dracos, the reptilian hybrids, the Regalian Zetas. They plan on staging a mass landing. Ashtar Command, same thing. The Pleiadian Luciferians from Nibiru, from Nibirian councils. Also the Alpha Omega Templar Melchizedeks, dark beings. Toth, Inky, Zephlehim, dark beings, who themselves call them the Luciferian Covenant. It was 3650 BC where the Galactic Fed, working with the Illuminati on the surface, they gained the control over the Magi Grail Kings, which are the Indigos. The gold box. They took the gold box. The Emerald Galactic Fed stole the rod and staff. This had to do with Stonehenge and the Arc tools, and this was involved with Babylon. Galactic Fed is... I've shown you guys this before, so I don't need to go through all this, but they're the ones who began the crusade to destroy or distort any of the records of Atlantis. See, they're bringing you enlightenment, but they're hiding all the records from Atlantis. As a matter of fact, some of those negative comments on my Lemurian video were, oh, Lemuria doesn't exist. Oh, because your mainstream science says Atlantis, even though Plato talked about Atlantis, homies. He was a big deal. But I guess that record's dismissed. Lemuria and Atlantis are fairy tale to these people. You guys, we're not here to correct people. If that's what they want to follow and believe, let them. Don't try to correct them. Don't try to save them. No savior required between you and God. Don't put a savior. You're not trying to save them. You love them. You don't want them to fall. You don't want them to go with the Galactic Fed. What are you going to do? Make people exercise. Let people exercise their free will and make their own blunders if they want to. Now, when someone comes to you and ask you for your opinion, like people do with me. They write me messages. They want my opinion. There's their free will, and they're asking you what your opinion is. That's something completely different than trying to save people, trying to correct people. This platform is called Christos Avatar. It's based on the Christos teachings. So I'm teaching from the Christos, innerchristos point of view. And I share this on social media, and people can judge for themselves. And you'll even read some of my comments. I don't use the word wrong. I don't tell people they're wrong. I will say the word distorted, and we can debate that. Okay? And then you got people who are just coming at it a whole different way. They come at you in a brutal way. They'll threaten you. They'll mock you, make fun of you. Okay? And I can say this because I've experienced it. When I have getting closer and closer to 400,000 subscribers on all my platforms, you better believe I've been through a lot of distorted people contacting me every single day on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Oh, not Twitter, but that one's kind of not seen very much. But YouTube, those four big ones. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Mostly, I meant also in the comments and stuff. And so, and there's people writing me my email. And I just want to say, I guess I have to say this publicly. I don't answer all messages. And that's my free will choice not to answer all messages. When people are asking me to help them in their problems in their life, I'm not going to help. Shit. And let me explain why. Because I already tried. I already tried to do one-on-one sessions. I already tried to help people, and it just blew up in my life. I started realizing these people are vampiric, and they want me to help them stop being vampiric. But that's not my job. And quite frankly, I'll say that again 2 more times. Quite frankly, I do not have time to sit there and help people with their vampiric ideas and concepts. I will politely, sometimes I'll even politely say, I can't interact with you. I'm not going to be opening myself up to this long ass dialogue when I don't even have 5 minutes to spare. That's not my job. My job is to create content on the Emerald Order teachings. I can't answer 1 million questions. I'm not going to answer 1 million questions. I'm not going to answer everybody's email, everybody's direct message. I'm not. I have to choose which ones are not asking me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions, attaching all these images, like I asked to have a bunch of your images, sending me all these links, and we haven't even said hello. You guys start teaching, you will find out real quick what that's like. You want to go help every single soul with their vampirism, with their hellish problems? No, I'm not exaggerating I'm not being conservative. People literally are telling me the horrors of their life. Why? Why? Does it say somewhere that I'm accepting your horror stories? Hey, why do we share with you free links to all of these teachings? We give you links. We'll give you a link to the Ashiana Dean interview with Carrie Cassidy, or you can go look it up yourself. You can learn Cathara. You can learn Ascension by yourself. You know, people are in a habit. People are in just used to getting help from other people and not straightening out their life on their own. Going to some counselors, going to some psychic, going to someone, going somewhere instead of building your own capacity to study and learn, to use a dictionary, to use a web page, to use, I don't know. It's just something that people have to come to the realization that no one's going to pull you by the hand and take you into Christ consciousness. No one's going to take you by the hand and teach you inward order teachings. We have to break down, get out, like Celine's a perfect, beautiful example. Get a piece of paper, start making notes. Start learning. Not waiting on me, not waiting on Ashana or some guru, but starting, just get it done. Like the Nike logo. Just do it, man. Just freaking do it. You're frustrated. I get it. I'm not answering your messages. You're being rude. Now you're writing me on my Facebook, on my YouTube, and you're trying to. You guys, I'm not here to be helping you with your. I'm not a counselor. I am not a counselor. I'm saying that publicly right now. I'm not a counselor. Bless you. Because that has to be said. I have to say that. Thank you, Stardust Goddess. Yes, research. You said it, Indigo. Is it so hard to research? You know, you go to a search engine and you type a question. I suggest, your brother Enuhazi suggests, write a question to ChatGPT. If you think it's the devil because it's AI, well, that's on you. I'm not going to sit here and debate with you, AI. Okay? You figure it out. Or not. Munch you up. You're going to have people disagreeing, and that's fine. I can expect that you're not going to agree with everything I say, or everything Ashana says, or everything these teachings say. You're not going to agree on everything. We're not going to agree on everything. But my perspective is, if we're based in our life and our thoughts and our actions on unity, we can love each other even if we disagree. Maybe there's something here you do agree with, right? Maybe there's something that we can talk about. So, it's like, and then if I tell somebody, this is why I started ignoring certain email messages. Because when I explain people why I can't keep talking, they say I'm a fake spiritual teacher. I thought it was about love and unity. You see the narcissist come out? Do you see the vampire? Do you guys notice vampirism in life? Do you see that person pulling on you? Do you see that person pulling on you? In this world, you're going to have to transmute a lot of ass. A lot of person's stuff, garbage. You're gonna see it in daily life. In daily circumstances, you're gonna see people wanting to pull on you. I call it vampiring. It's not actually a world word, but now it is. We say vampiric. Did you know that's not in a dictionary? It is now. You will see people in this world being vampiric to you. And you can't just give them Christ consciousness and they understand. You will be going through a lot of conversations before they understand they're vampiring you. They won't understand what arguing is doing. They won't understand how they're vampiring people around them. You know, do you think a narcissist calls itself a narcissist? Do you think a psychopath considers itself a psychopath? Right? So a vampire is not going to consider itself vampiring you. They're going to, say some other more distortion, machiwa. 111 homies and 88 likes. What's up? That's how we roll. That's how the divine rolls. It's reflected. The divine, the higher consciousness is communicating. It's communicating to us as a group, as a person, awakening in their unity. You're trying to be high vibe. I love you guys. All of you who are responsible for your own spiritual mastery, your own spiritual evolution. Those of you who care about your spiritual evolution. Hey, I'm not against questions. If that's what you think I was trying to say. I'm not against questions. I'm against vamping me. Taking up an hour of my time, like off of the live. When I don't have a freaking hour, man. Well, I get stressed out if I can't finish 2 videos by 4 o'clock. And I have to stop everything. Right? So you guys realize in the world, yes, we're about unity consciousness. But okay, this was one of my first lessons. In 2010, when I didn't know anything about these teachings, I met a group in Tucson. There was literally a few people studying Ashiana's teachings. I had a million questions. I was bugging the shit out of these people when they finally had to say, we have to be our own teachers. We have to do like Indigo said, our own research. We have to do we can't just rely on other people. This is the innerchristos way. You notice it's called the innerchristos way. Innerchristos. We find our path. Let me ask you this question. How are you going to ever find your spiritual mastery without going inside? How? Because someone else can't give it to you. And you can't find it out here. For example, you're not going to find unity out here. I mean, you're not going to understand it. You're going to understand it by going inside, by going into mindfulness, going into meditation. Let's see you meditate with me for 9 seconds, starting now. How often do you go inside? How often do you go into stillness? That's a legitimate question. Once a month? Once a year? Remember, this is a lifestyle. We don't have more time for Sundays only, holidays only club. Okay? Sleepers Anonymous club. Thank you for that, holy ones. We have time. We don't have time for part-time. It's now time for majority of the time. At least in my life, spirituality is majority of my life. So yeah, you got to feed your family, feed yourself, pay the bills. But this is your second job. Okay, and we know that things might get really worse. And that's something I have to say. I won't take a lot of time, but I want to say, Ashiana is moving for a reason, man. Now, we don't agree and study everything she studies and teaches. But I still respect Ashiana. And you know that how she works is by working directly with guardians. I was even there when I witnessed it. She would stop talking. You see her look up or look to the side, and she's getting some information from the guardians. And then she'll talk about what she just was told by the guardians. You see, it's a... Now, that people will take that out of context and see that as a negative thing. Okay? And so... we have to learn how to go inside, you guys. Go in. This is how your psychic powers start to activate. This is how your understanding starts to work. Not sticking in 3D vibration. You know, when you start to meditate, your 3D vibration slows down. In the brain waves, there's beta, and then there's alpha, and then there's theta, and then there's delta waves. So those are states of mind, states of consciousness, states of focus or non-focus, because you're not focused when you're sleeping. You're kind of like exploring the greater, like you're not zoomed in, you're going expanding. So, you know, that whole thing, someone who's an expert, they're just laser beam focused. I would rather be expanded instead of so focused on one part of reality, one part of creation. I want to see more and more of creation. I want to expand, not zoom in. Sometimes you can zoom in, but we want to get in the habit of expanding out. Because in my meditations, I meditate every day, and I expand. I don't go like this, I expand. I see God worlds. That's what Ashana calls them, God worlds, in the Ascended Master levels. Different God worlds expanding, and you see this massive, you're not seeing planets, you're not seeing persons, you're seeing creation, like zoom out. You go into the macrocosm instead of sitting in these little small lower microcosms. So see the macrocosm. See the more fullness of Creator God. Wait, Anna, are you telling me there's new CDT speakers? Because I never heard of this. Where did you hear that? Please write it in the comments. Isn't that interesting that I've been saying that this year? I've been saying that out loud this year. Why Ashana hasn't made new speakers? Why? And now I hear this message from Anna. Christos Avatar, do we know who's the new CDD plate speakers? Where did you get this from, Anna? Like, we definitely want to know what you're talking about. Indigo Wizard, tunnel vision, you said it. It looks like we got 11 at 15. We're almost getting that goal, you guys. I think the last one was Jeffrey. And now we have spiritual ascension, brother. Unless I already said that. Omni love, holy ones. Yes, I think I already said that. Thank you, spiritual ascension. We got etheric mystic. Bless you, holy one. Thank you for supporting this work, etheric mystic. Love you, brother. Much love. Thank you for your positive energy, your positive vibes. Kevin, holy one. Thanks, you guys. Zen Piano. Karasatahala sometimes ends with Allah. Allah. Yeah, and I know that's something that Indigo Wizard focuses on too. Thank you, Sir Madism. Thank you, brother. Can you speak about Ashana's last video? Oh, yeah. Wow. I was just talking about that. Thank you, brother. So, yeah. It was a short clip. And so I still haven't heard the full story. But she mentions the main reason was because she needed to be by some gates. I think that's a nonsensical reason. You don't move $1 million house, all her possessions, and the company for that reason. What? I guess you could, but I think there's something happening to America because it's tied to agenda. No, wait. It's tied to the president coming into office. So why she makes some comment about going towards the gates, but after she makes a comment about Trump, and it's in the notes. It's in the notes, man. Okay. Because I was the one who had to say, okay, you guys, if anyone knows anything about why Ashana is moving, as soon as I said that, now people are talking about it. I mean, someone actually wrote something on Facebook about it. And actually, I closed Discord, so let me open Discord. Why Iyasha and Arias is relocating to Europe? They have been requested to relocate to Europe to Kryn Weth Gate 1. Now that's not a Stargate, that's an ascension gate, whatever she talks about in her new teachings. So she wants to be near that gate, and they will let us know, the Guardians will let us know very soon where this location is. This is dated the 13th. On 7/1/2024, also what's happening in the 3D world in America, the Guardian Alliance gave notice it's not the Galactic Fed. The Guardian Alliance gave notice to most likely move to the Lohas grids. Lohas is reference to Atlantis. So she's going to the old Atlantean grid. Lohas, Nohasa, those are Atlantis locations. Out of America for various reasons. See, she doesn't break it down. It just says various reasons. Main one is that they need to be on the grids that are activating the highest. Okay, so I guess the Gruel is not activating the highest. So, okay. Also something because of the trans-time wars. Trans-time wars. Which happens on 120, Project 2025. And when I do look up Project 2025 online, it has something to do with Trump coming to office on January 20th. Project 2025, Presidential Transition Project. And this is in the Guardians telling Ashana about Trump. So you better leave the country. And remember, we had that whole thing about Bashar saying that if Trump comes into office, there's going to be World War III. But that doesn't just affect America, that would affect the whole planet. And I don't take stock into Bashar anyways. I don't think they're going to be knowing the same information. It has to do with Raiders of the Future. That's something that Ashana mentioned, which I don't know what that is, except that you could say it's beings from higher dimensions like fallen angels. That's the future. Any higher dimension. The fourth dimension is the future. Inner Earth is 3.5, but that is the future. So, Raiders from the future, Raiders, it sounds familiar as United Intruders. They're called intruders, so why not Raiders? Raiders from these higher dimensions. So, that sounds like a freaking landing. To me, that sounds like a landing. And I already told you before, if you see a mass landing or any type of landing, it's not the good guys. I said that way before I read any of this stuff. It's not the good guys who are going to do come and help humanity, right? The people who can't leave. I can't leave. I can't afford to go to some other country. I got a passport, but I can't move. Where? Where am I going to go? Canada? Mexico? Oh, you think these countries are any better? You don't think they have their own problems and their own Illuminati, their own anti-Christic policies? Project 25, yeah. All sets in motion the early beginning of the trans-time wars, and this has to do with Raiders of the Future. And she says herself in the video, like, this is on Facebook, you guys. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. It's public. This person did not make it private, so I'm not breaking any rules of privacy. She didn't make it private. Oh, shit. I wrote that to Indigo Wizard. That's not what I thought. And I am only saying something because I think it's serious. I wouldn't be bringing this up if I didn't believe in some of it. And I even told you guys before that when there's a new president coming in, you're going to have some problems. But this is something different than we could possibly imagine. So I put that in chat for you guys. And it shows the video, a 2-minute video of her talking about it. And that article basically just says what she says in the video. They don't say anything more. But since no one has a phone call to Ashiana, no one can say, hey, Ashiana, can you elaborate? She doesn't even do that with her own group. She won't do social media, So, something happens in America. Something like maybe civil war. Okay? Maybe, I don't think it's a world war because that's ridiculous. It would affect Europe too. So it's not world war. It's maybe a civil war. Maybe it's military, what's that called? Where the president will call, martial law. So it could be civil war, it could be martial law. Those are not good, man, no matter what. And would you ever trust any government putting you into martial law? Do you think it will ever go out of martial law? How long do you think martial law would last? And if it's more serious, like a civil war, because that would be more serious, if people are actually fighting each other. What the shit? Trans-time wars, what is that? So if, once again, since I'm talking about this publicly, if anyone knows more information, please share it with our group. More details than just, oh, Ashiana's going because the grids are better over there. Man, oh man. It doesn't say Project 2025. That has nothing to do with the grids. Okay? So let's talk about what is this thing about Trump? What's the thing about in America? This is what we want to know about because a lot of us are living in America. And it's not about living in fear. It's just about being knowledgeable. It's about being... and my same advice as before is to always have, even if it doesn't look like... You still have a bunch of water and a bunch of food extra for all of your family members, whoever's going to be living in the house with you. You need to be able to, people will say 1 month. I would say 6 months or longer, you should have enough water and food. We're talking about a lot of gallons of water. We're talking about a lot of food, man. Invest $1,000 in food and water at least, if you can, whatever you can. I'm not saying, or I don't know what it's saying. I don't know if this is saying immediately at January 20th. I don't think it means that. I just mean that's when things shift over, and I agree with that. Things shift over when there's a new president and there's talk about World War III. Okay, I'm not going to make my whole video about this. I'm just answering your question. And I gave you a link. You guys can find out, and we can come together. We can talk about this together. Let's talk about it together and share the information together, because this is about unity. And even if we don't agree with Tantra Ahura doesn't agree with us, we can still do this together. This is what unity is. Machua. But you're going to still see people argue. You're going to still see people say shit. And it's expected, so expect it. But that's a great question, though. Thank you for asking. It needed to be said. Yeah, I like Celine says, always be doing your Maharic seal every single day. Excuse me. Man, I don't get beings messing with me. You would think I'm a target, and I'm not trying to be a target. But I'm doing my Maharic seal every single day. I am doing my prayers every single day to myself and my guardian selves, to the Holy Elohai. Always putting protection, always talking about protection, asking for protection, making sure you're doing your protection. Do your protection and also keep on asking for the protection. You need to keep on speaking protection. Keep on speaking it, keep on being aware of it, keep on doing it. Do it, speak it, know it. Just like you try to manifest something. You think it, visualize it, it's like reality in your mind, in your vision. You make it a reality. You manifest it by thinking it and speaking it and doing it. Speak it, do it, feel it, know it, be it. Protection, protection, protection. Whether you think Trump's a good guy or not, you want to be prepared for the worst scenario, which could be civil law warfare or martial law. Those are not good. You think martial law protects you, it is something to keep you inside borders. It keeps you inside your houses. You're not allowed to do anything. This is not good. Handpan mermaid. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Always think it, always talk about it, always see it, always pray for it, always do the shield work. Just keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. There's only millions of us. Many beings hate us. These guardians, these raiders of the future hate us. The intruders hate us. A lot of biblical people hate us. Because we say we're God. No, you're not God. You know, they'll get all dark on your ass. They'll tell you you're curse you. You're cursed. You're going to the lake of fire. When they don't know what the lake of fire is, they don't know what is a phantom being. They don't know what is God. They think some maniacal, demonic being is God. You see how confused they are. Star Child, welcome, brother. No apologies necessary, bro. Don't worry about that, brother. You got it. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being part of this. We're just happy to have you. 369. This is why I watch Carrie Cassidy, because she's the only political person that I trust who's actually a guardian starseed herself. Okay, remember, it was Carrie Cassidy who brought Ashianas to the public. I mean, they agreed to do a public debate. That's what I meant. So I trust Carrie Cassidy, but I don't trust everything because I think she relies on Trump too much. I think she thinks Trump is too much of a good guy. But that's just me. So, I mean, she's fighting anything attacking Trump. I mean, she's all about Trump and the White Hats and all that. And bless her, maybe she's right, but I'm not putting all my cards on Trump. And we will see how things go. But according to Shauna, it doesn't go well. Things are not going to be good in America. So, see, you know the difference. You'll see a different type of person. Oh, that means I need to get a bunch of ammo and guns. Okay, I'm thinking food and water and some place that I'm going to be free. I'm not thinking about weapons and guns. Okay, you see your vibration and this vibration. Okay, yeah, have some self-defense. But it's not about how much guns and how much, you see what I'm saying? But I just want to say, when the shit hits the fan, look how low people go. People are going into the streets, robbing stores, and causing chaos, destroying public property. Look in the science fiction. Look in the movies, what they do. Look at the Walking Dead. Humans are worse than the zombies. Humans do the most horrible things when there's no laws and no government. What? My window just closed. Okay, it just closed on me for some reason. You see how people in The Walking Dead, I know it's a TV show, but this is a reflection of how people turn on each other. So you want to, you know, it's dangerous when people are coming up to you to ask you for food or weapons. Maybe they're coming up to you to take over your whatever stockpile you have. You see how people become. When society breaks down, they surely fall down. It's almost like they are mind programming us. They're programming. How many? What do they call it? Apocalyptic movies are there? How many end of the world scenario movies are there? Besides Walking Dead, you know, all these movies. Independence Day. It's about aliens taking over the planet. It's about some ending, some cataclysm. You're being programming, you're thinking all about war and cataclysm. That's dangerous, you guys. That's what they want you to do. They're relying on your thoughts, your group thoughts. 111. I'll claim that. So it's not easy for people to just leave the country. I can't leave the country. I'm not a millionaire like Ashana. So I have a passport, but what am I going to do with all my belongings? Put it all in storage and go to some other country. You see what I'm saying? Not everyone can do that. So I don't live on fear. And whatever happens, that's what happens, and I'm going to be still praying, still connecting, still studying, still practicing. I'm already in a small town. Maybe that's why the Guardians didn't want me in a big city like Las Vegas. Doesn't mean you're safe in a small town. I'm just saying you're going to have less drama in a small town. There's less targets on a small town. You're not as significant, not as important. I used to live in Goldfield, Nevada. It was only one store. They had one post office, one store, and of course they had bars and restaurants, a few bars and restaurants, but they had one laundromat. It's a very, very small town. Do you think that's going to be a big target? That was my example. That's not a big target. You know, they're going to be focusing and targeting big cities, big populations. That's where the military industrial complex, that's where the freaking military, we call it martial law, is focused on. That's where they're going to put patrols, helicopters, electronics equipment, satellites above the round planet. Yeah, so I don't know what happens in America, Holy Ones. But don't live in fear and do what you can to prepare yourself. Get your spiritual affairs in order. Get your spiritual evolution in order. Get your family safe and fed. Be prepared. Be prepared. I would not stick idle in a freaking large city. I would not stay in no big city, man. All these shows show what happens when there's chaos. You can't get the F out of the city. You will not be able to drive out of the city because all the freeways is suddenly, you can't drive nowhere. It's all stuck. Everything becomes stuck. I'll tell you what. Let's get lit. I'ma get lit, homies. And I want to say that, I'm not naming this person. I'm just going to say what somebody said. Somebody said that they're very disappointed that I get lit because I'm allowing demon possession or I'm demonic influence. Are my messages demonic? Is my Christos avatar platform demonic? Does it look like I'm being possessed? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. You don't become demonic possession from smoking weed. There was over 200 million people who they have some measurement. Doesn't mean it's exact, but they know around 215 million people use cannabis. And you're going to tell me that would be a hell of a lot of demons. I mean, where are you getting this? You imagine it? Really? Do you really see that? Do you really imagine that? And as soon as you hear someone use the word demon, generally speaking, they're coming from religion. You know how you get demonic activities? By having demonic thoughts and deeds. By going to a low vibration because you're too involved in the false creeds of fear and guilt and shame, all that low vibe consciousness. You're too busy arguing, too busy judging. This is where you're going to be bringing some dark shit into your energy. Not from smoking weed, homies. Shit! Dang! Really? Yeah! Really? Really? This is how the world is, man. This is what people believe. I don't know. Did this person listen to anything I teach? And they want to say this. I'm disappointed. I'm sorry you're disappointed. No, I'm not sorry. I'm going to get lit right in front of your ass again. And let's see how many demons are coming out. Beelzebub, Beetlejuice. And speaking of Beetlejuice, you know, you can say it's all fun and games, but why is this named after a demon, a real demon? And they're teaching you to call upon demons. It's all a joke. It's all fun. It's funny actors and actresses, but you guys, they want you getting involved in this stuff. And they make it seem corny and funny. Oh, it's Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, you're calling demon names. What do we say about frequencies and energies? They all have power. So they're teaching you. Oh man, I could go over that movie. I think I should make a movie about the new Beetlejuice, the new one that just came out. It's on HBO Max, I know for sure. Maybe it's on the other platforms. They will present it to you as comedy, as cute. The same with when I went and saw Venom with my daughter. I was shocked but not surprised. They're trying to show you in Venom, this creature is a superhero. That's even worse than Beetlejuice, homies. If you've seen the movies called Venom. You see, they're getting demons into your life. It's connected to What did I tell you about the superheroes? They're representing the gods and the demons. That's what these movies are about. They're about demons and gods fighting and superheroes fighting. And also, when I made that video about the crystals, people thought it was BS. There's, like I'm trying to make it up, that I feel psychic energy. Okay, you guys, I'm being completely sincere. I literally feel energy from a crystal. It's not some bullshit trying to sell you crystal. Sorry I disappointed you. But this is a sacrament. This is a blessedness to me. This is a positive thing. It's a sacred act when your consciousness shifts into a different reality. With my intention, positive intention and prayers. When I told you I meditate every night, I see my higher selves every night. I see divine sacred energies from this medicine. No demonic energy. No scary stuff. None of that stuff. What are you talking about? But you guys, you can't make sense to these realms and concepts to people just having some casual conversation. They're going to think the way they think. And I talk about how I feel the energy expanding. And this person thinks this way. Nothing bad is coming out of this medicine. I'm not doing anything bad, nothing negative. So, that's on that person, and we just won't talk about that now. Let people hate on it, because people will hate. People will say shit about weed, about smoking marijuana, smoking cannabis, smoking pot, whatever you want to call it. People got some shit to say. I look at those people and they have no psychic experiences. They have no spiritual knowledge. No psychic abilities, no spiritual knowledge. And they're talking smack. Like it doesn't exist. You don't need to convince them. You guys, we don't need them to believe. We don't need them to play nice or to pretend to be nice. They're going to be what they're being. We are present. We are in mindfulness. We are very, very interested in our spiritual evolution. We care about being a better person. We care about our energy and frequency in our speech. We care. We're the real deal. Then you got a bunch of distortions, man. People who are calling themselves spiritual but not acting spiritual, as you just saw. Like, let's say, this is a perfect example. That person is a perfect lesson of unity consciousness. Unity consciousness. This person has a problem with something that I do and tells me I shouldn't do it. Is that unity consciousness? You guys, I'm trying to teach you something. Please, this is being serious. When you're telling that person, I'm smoking and I'm inviting demons, is that unity consciousness? That is against unity consciousness. While they call themselves spiritual. What did I say earlier? Oh, someone asked you, what is your idea? What is your opinion? What do you think? See, that is free will. That is invitation, free will. Otherwise, it's going against free will. Like, there's this one story I heard Ashana, our teacher. Ashana. Okay? Wait, I'm having some what's that word? Well, you can say paranormal. It's not. I don't mean paranormal, and I don't mean tantric. It's just something, some psychic experience. There was a word I used to use. I forgot the word. I don't know, if any of you guys are clairvoyant, you can see there's something going on. I feel my kundalini rising up, I feel my spine freaking lighting up, man. My spine is all the way up to the back of my skull. I love it. It feels good. Tantric. It feels tantric when I feel my crown light up. And this chakra behind the head. This is a minor chakra, not one of the main ones, but very powerful when I feel it. I feel this. So this goes all the way up my spine, along my back of my head, my crown, and down to my third eye. My whole head is lighting up, and this person has to say I've got demons, and they're disappointed. It's so freaking hard to explain what I see. The visions are so complex, it's hard to explain. but it's something I feel around my whole body. Like I have this warm, positive, loving feeling. And it goes beyond my body. Like I can feel outside my body, like a greater space than just the physical body, which is only the 3D. I mean the 1D. That's your first auric field. The most primitive. But notice it's based on survival. Your root chakra, also called the sacral chakra. No, wait, I made a mistake. Root chakra, like the bottom of a plant is the root. The lowest part, the root. So you can call it base chakra. They call it base chakra or root chakra, which is the red ray. That's right next to our skin. The other ones go out farther and farther and farther, beyond the room, beyond the house, beyond your city, beyond your state, beyond your country, beyond your continent, beyond your planet, beyond your solar system, beyond your galaxy. You got the universal, you got the cosmic. We expand. And the amazing thing is, at nighttime, when I'm meditating, I take 2 hits. And so it's much more powerful, but it's too strong for here. I won't do 2 here. It's too powerful, man. I even sometimes go into light language when I'm alone. I don't need to be with others or live to do light language. I've done it outside my live all the time, even more so. So I'm like, people call themselves bilingual. I'm one of those who I call myself multilingual, but multi-planet, like more than one species, like more than one experience, many experiences. You see yourself as a collective. You feel yourself as a whole history, identity. Like you're not just the now, you remember the past and the future as one, because there is no past or future. It's all presence. It's all in different time vectors. It's so brilliant. Because, as you expand out in your spiritual ascension, you evolve out, you feel more identities, memories. You get more of that awareness in the now. So it's a merging of your thinking is the merging of lots of different beings' thoughts. That's your family of consciousness. It's like a network consciousness, like a Borg. That's a negative example because they're a malevolent ET race, right? But you know what I'm saying? Like a hive mind, a mind that's in unison. You see, you know what that is? That's telepathy. The many create one mind. Imagine what a collective mind is, what it sounds like, what it looks like, what it feels like. I go into that type of consciousness all the time. Collective thinking, ascended master thinking. You're many. The many are the one, but you feel yourself in many different instances, in many different presences, many different time vectors. To these beings, there is some idea of time, even though as an ascended master, it doesn't exist. It's an illusion of the time matrix. We heard this word matrix. We can all agree we're in some type of matrix. Not exactly like the movie, but we do, according to the Guardians, even in this book, Voyagers 2, homies. Okay? Preaching from the Bible. No, preaching from Voyagers. Preaching from the Emerald Covenant. Machiwa. We are collectives. There's actually no such thing as individuals. There's only one individual. That's God. But God's also a collective, an omnipresent collective. Like Sir Maddism said earlier, at-one-ment, you're at-one-ment with thyself. You start to see the wonderment of God. You start to see more and more and understand more and more. That's not impossible. Because your spiritual ascension doesn't end until you get to the last level of thyself, the all-encompassing God. This is God, but it doesn't encompass the memory of everything. It's growing in its awareness, but the truth is it's falling in awareness. Still God, but in the hologram, it's a technology God created to fraction itself. Fraction or fragment, pieces. But that's how a hologram works. They say that if it was like this, imagine plane of glass that can shatter, it drops and falls and shatters, but it's a hologram. So that means all these shattered pieces have the whole inside of it. Think of that. You have to dwell on that to understand what a hologram is. If the whole shatters, I had no idea my AC was on. Will you guys let me turn that off? All right. Sorry, guys. Sorry, that was a distraction of my 3D mind. But I'm here with you. Sorry about that. And bless all of you for hanging out with me on your Tuesday night. I missed you guys on wait. I got to refresh my screen. Machiwa. There we go. What's up, holy ones? I really missed you when I didn't make it on Saturday. I was really sad too. So I was feeling you guys. I'll try not to let that happen, okay? I'll try to do better. But the sucky thing is, I had to pay gas money all that way, man. And it was for nothing. I think for me, it's about $50 a round trip. The gas is the lowest it's ever been. I don't know where it is where you guys are, but in my small town, it's $2.99 a gallon. I haven't seen it that low in a long, long time. At least don't remember it being that low in a while. There was a period when I was homeless. So I wasn't keeping track of dates and times and stuff when you're homeless. But you're never really homeless. I mean, because you're not about being a person or a home. You're beyond that as well. It includes that part of you, but you go more. There's more of you. What's up, holy ones? Well, it's a old pickup Ford F-350, and it's a dually, so it's a big truck. And it's not economic back in the 90s. They weren't that economic. So it was a cheap truck, I think, like less than $6,000 around that. And I had to fly out to Utah, like 2 states away from Nevada. I had to fly out there and then the airport didn't take me all the way to this guy's town. So I had to Uber for 2 hours, after the flight, just to get to this person who lived out in I don't know, the boondocks, I guess. And you know, I was this homeless guy coming to buy a truck. I mean, I look homeless. You know, you're homeless, you're going to probably look it, but... So that was always uncomfortable for me, having to travel into town, because I was homeless not inside the city. I was homeless in the nature, in boondocking. So I still had to spend money on gas to go back and forth between the city to get more food for my... I could still afford food. I wasn't that kind of homeless. I just couldn't afford rent or nothing. So being homeless, though, you get to save up money until you can go back to normal life. So I finally had a family member help me out. I mean, they helped me by helping me live at their house after I got tired of the snow going underneath my tent. And it was brutal, man. Trying to sleep in freezing weather. I had 4 or 5 layers of clothes. Didn't matter. You still gets cold. And then I lived in desert climate, so it gets really hot in the summer. So I was like, wow, waiting for the in-between times. And it's not like I could go travel to another state because I had to have storage, so I have to be near my storage and all that crap. Yeah, if you're homeless, you probably have a storage at least to put your belongings, you know, that you can't just go take it everywhere you go. So I have some experience in it. I even lived in my storage once, and I knew the owner eventually knew, but eventually I had to go. But it was cool that some people cared, you know. Anyways, I learned a lot going through that financial situation in my life, that phase of my life. I learned a lot. It wasn't always bad being in nature either, by the way. It was quite beautiful. And to see all the animal life, especially when I'm shamanic and I get meaning out of, I get communications from the animals. You know, I learn, I get understanding from them. So it's hard to explain. You're not a threat to them, and you love them, and I don't know, especially when you have a spiritual background, like I'm more I feel in tune to that kind of stuff. And animals aren't as bad as humans are. And humans are pretty dark. We're following phantoms, creeds. I mean, we call them false creeds, but you can also call them just phantom creeds. Think about it. They exist based on how devious they can be. Because the more horrible, the more evil they are, the more energy they're being fed. This is why they focus on babies and little kids. Because a little kid bursts out this huge amount of energy at death. Normally, kids aren't the ones being killed, dying. It's the older people that die. So, but they figured this out. They're into the energy and the cult and all that dark shit. Well, that's why they even put the little kid in torture and there has to be some abuse, sexual, all that horrible shit. The more horrible, the greater power they get from it. So that's why it gets so horrible that guardian beings can't imagine it. We can't imagine that horror. So it won't compute. We won't finish watching that. Our soul is aligned differently. we're not saying we're better. We know all are God. We love all. We have to just make discernment for our own safety and our own spiritual, effectiveness. That if it's about energy, you don't allow certain energies to mess with you. You don't entertain those ideas. I mean, there's something wrong with there. Why would you get involved with it? I mean, part of you is curious about the dark shit. And then people will embrace it. They'll say, oh, you embrace the dark stuff, the shadow, your shadow. That's the only way you can understand light. Bullshit. You know how that's bullshit? Because we weren't always dark. We always existed as light without embracing any freaking shadow. It's specifically 700 billion years we got along. There was no shadow, no death, no fallen angels, no demonic energies. All blessedness, all love, pure love and joy, bliss, eternal bliss and grace, mindfulness, all that positive, juicy stuff. And these beings want to come and just yeah. They want you worshiping a sacrificed, mutilated being as your God. It is, you can't imagine the glee they get from that. The glee of putting the Christos, the Christ, down. Having victory over the light. They salivate. They want to destroy you, Christ, Christos, antichristos. And we come here within God's original intention. We're representing Creator's intention. That's Creator. We represent Creator. We're coming here in service of Creator. And service to all that which is truly God. I mean, God's intention, which is, for 700 billion years in the time matrix reference point, by the way, there's more of God beyond that. It's a series of lessons to go back, to return back. Changes. Changing is transmuting, is transforming. The whole cocoon butterfly. There's a period of time between being a caterpillar and a butterfly. You process, you metamorphose, you transform into some greater being. Some beings are doing the opposite. They're becoming lesser and lesser of a being. They're following the path of chaos. You hear me say that a lot. Okay? These beings are de-evolving. Even if you don't notice it in one lifetime, you're going to notice it when you reincarnate again, because it's all based on reincarnation. And if there's all these different dimensions, every single dimension has 12 subdimensions. And you got to go through all the subdimensions to get to one dimension, and then the next subdimensions and dimension and subdimensions and dimension. They call them harmonics, subharmonics, or strands of DNA and substrands of DNA. Subharmonics. We evolve through subharmonics. Remember I showed you in my DNA thing? There's 12 lifetimes. You're going to live in 12 lifetimes to make one strand of DNA. That's equivalent to one chakra. It takes you 12 lifetimes to grow it. That's if you're going forward and forward and forward. If you de-evolve, you fall and fall. That's the path of chaos. That's the path of, you can say, the destiny of sorrow. So it leads you to unconscious oblivion. That's like God deleting a portion of itself. If God can create life, create program, create consciousness, it can delete it. And it's by free will. It's deleting itself. There won't be memory or Akashic record. That's why the Guardians call that act the original sin. Sin. But the whole cosmos, well, not the whole cosmos, in the time matrix, that was called the original sin, which is way before humans existed. Humans don't exist at that levels. Oh yes, we're 12-strand avatars, but our home is in Tara 5D. There's some of us in 6D and 4D, 4, 5, 6. So, man, it's just powerful, baby. Spirit bringing in this changes, understanding, development, growing. It's about change, baby. Have you made any changes lately? Write it in the comments. Unity is a blessed thing. And in today's world, it takes effort to come into unity. We're all so different. It's okay to be different, you guys. You don't have to mock people or put people down for what they believe or what their social status is, what their money status is, what their gender is. What, you know, God makes it very easy. Just love each other. Wow. And I guess it's hard because we're not doing it. It must be hard, huh? Is it hard to love people? Have you seen people lately? I still love all of you. Even assholes and bitches. I still love you if you are one. Oh yeah? Well, you still love me? Ow, yeah, stop it. I won't allow you to hurt me. You have no choice. What the shit? Dude, sometimes, you know, in that, it says it in angelic realities, that you have start to have certain activations in your heart strand. I know I'm going through some of those, man. Because I can see crazy stuff, and just from one hit. So it's in here, it tells you all the symptoms. I'm starting to feel some of the symptoms, man, of the astral kicking in. Fourth strand. So, oh my gosh, she puts a lot of, in this small book. This is a small book compared to Voyagers. So this won't take you long. Plus, this print is bigger. See, the print is, well, some of the pages are big. Like these are big print. But that's a cool art. Ashanadine Eckhart, MC. That means Eckhart Melchizedek Cloister. Achiwas, Ascended Masters. I'm sure you've heard of Melchizedek. They're Ascended Masters. Just like Jehovahans are still good, positive. It was just a portion of it, a family line out of the Giovanni who fell. That was Metatron. So I always thought that was a strange word. It didn't sit right with me. It seemed unusual word, Metatron. Almost like made up. Like someone's trying to prove something. Anyways, I found out Metatron's deal through these teachings. So it's not just about the books, by the way. You're actually going to be learning a lot of this knowledge, like some of the other students, taking notes, saving videos. I mean, really, truly learning this stuff. Literally practicing the techniques of the Emerald Order. How many workshops have you seen? Yeah, that's a good goal. Watch as many of the Emerald Covenant Oceana Dean workshops as you can. As many as you can understand. After a certain point, you have to know some previous technologies before you can move on to understand any of the advanced stuff. Like, for example, I first found out about this in 2010. Like, it came out in 2010. Oceana's interview. So that same year, I met Oceana, or you could say I saw her, right? Really close, because we went together as a group after the workshop. We did a special tour. I was on that tour to the Tucson Biosphere 2, it's called. Biosphere 2. Very interesting place. And it was actually on the news before, because some people were living there inside this place, not going outside of it, in this dome. It's a freaking cool place. But I guess Oceana and Speaker 2 went there to go do some grid work. So she made it part of her seminar. For some people, not everyone went. But yeah, that was cool. It was cool to see Carrie Cassidy too. And I actually said hello to her, because I believe we were told not to talk to Oceana. This was way back in 2010, 14 years ago, so I don't remember exactly. I'm pretty confident that's what I was told, that. Not to bother her or go up and talk to her, but it didn't matter, because I saw her smoking a cigarette, and there was like 6 of us around her talking. You know, she was talking some stuff, but yeah, it was weird, because some of it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. We were waiting and waiting for her to get this connection to the Guardians, and it took that long, and so people still woke up to go study. So we were tired. Some of us were falling asleep, couldn't stay awake, but we also couldn't understand everything she was saying, because it was Sliders 8. And I'm brand new, and it's one of the advanced teachings that we're learning on this side. Sliders 8. G, I don't hardly know anything she was talking about. But it was a huge workshop, because this was right after she had the actual interview with Carrie Cassidy. So a lot of people wanted to meet, or to just go to her workshop. And so there was there was no more chairs left. So people didn't care. They were still willing to pay and stand in the back. So there was a bunch of people standing in the back. And I was kind of like far a few of the times. So it was like, well, damn, this is a pack. But anyways, it was nice time. I loved it. I'm so glad I was able to be there. Chicas Masu. 2010, the Phoenix workshop. If any of you were there too, 2010 Phoenix, write it. Please send me a message. I had a small group that we called it a KS group too, I guess, Galactic Science group in Tucson. There was only a few of us, but they were psychic and I wasn't. So that was really awkward for me. Like when you're not psychic and someone else is, are they reading my thoughts? You're thinking out of your ignorance. I thought that. Maybe they're reading my thoughts. Just because you're psychic doesn't mean you have all psychic abilities. Did you know there's probably hundreds or even thousands of different psychic abilities? Why would someone have them all, right? We can't say, though, it's within everyone's capacity. We just have to go through this series of evolution, spiritual evolution, be responsible for that. I mean, do you want to slowly take your time and ascend? Or do you want it done? You want to hang out on Earth for a while, huh? You like it here. I know you're attached to things maybe, but you're going to have to leave this whole planet before, eventually, right? All of the things, your possessions, all of your relationships, you're going to move on. You're going to start a new body, a new parents, a new heritage, a new soul experience. It's beautiful. If you think about it, what's up? Spiritual G's on your spiritual evolution. Give me 5, you guys. You guys want to change. You want to improve. Hell yeah. Why wouldn't you? You like being same old Mary Jane, Billy, Joe. Hey, of course you love yourself. I'm saying, don't you want some unique stuff? I do. I want to understand. I want to be an expert in this Galactic science. Emerald Order. Guardian knowledge. I want to know. I'm serious. It's not just something I do once a week or once a month. Come on, man. That's why I'm a content creator, because I'm doing this all the time. It's a lifestyle. It's a commitment. And we're here for changing, helping change the world. Thank you for those hearts. Give me a kiss. We're here to change the world, you guys, together. Not some one person. Come on. You too. Us. All of us. Come on. What's up? Come together. Change this dark shit in the world. Heal, transmute. It's not hard if you come together and understand that. Instead of distrust each other, hate each other. You know, it's about trust, joy, omni-love, bliss, grace, trust. We already said that one, but that's important. And gratitude is always important. Always have a thankfulness and peace, inner peace. And if you're not peaceful, find what the problem is and transmute it. You're only going to grow or expand as fast as you put into this. If you're just a part-timer, your progress will be part-timer. Maybe you're not always progressing because you're taking so many breaks. You're slacking. You're not disciplined in your spiritual life. Come on, slacker. Stop it. Get serious, homie. And it doesn't have to be, like it's work. It could be something exciting. It's going to make you more powerful. More knowledge, more wisdom, more energy, more consciousness, you're more power, It's like you have this knowledge or you have this knowledge. Yeah. No comparison. You want more knowledge. You want to know everything, don't you? Because you will eventually. God knows everything. Everything you do, everything I do, everything the world does, and those planets and galaxies and stuff. God knows it all at once, but you know it in like seconds or minutes. Not at-one-ment. We're trying to get connected to at-one-ment. It doesn't have to be so distant, so unbelievable, not possible. No, it's possible. I am. I know. Machiwa, it is so. I said so. You say it. And then it is. Don't say it, then it not is. It won't manifest. That's why you have to put the thought hit there. Because as soon as you put thought there, energy flows there. Okay, don't think it. Don't have the idea for it. Nothing's flowing there. So scan your mind. Think deep. Go deep inside your thoughts and go through this enlightenment. This chicas explosion of thoughts. You know, it's interesting. Even these like master martial artists from the old days, they used to go into isolated, you know, no technology, no cities, just go into nature completely and go there for a period of time, maybe a year, maybe a few years. These masters would go into and be completely self-sufficient. They can meditate, live off of prana, develop their understanding in their mind. No notes. There's no note taking, no computer records. Everything's in your mind. Perfect memory, perfect energy. You're traveling the metaverse, the multiverse. Just standing still. You're seeing the multiverse. You're seeing many places at once. You see it. Master gestalt. Master vision. Scan it. Take it all in. Know it all. You know all of this. Chicas. Machiwas. I am Makai Moshitas. I am Pachi Homotato. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging with me. I think this is a good time. And we almost reached the goal. Do you guys, can you help me out? There's only four, let me see. Four more people, four more $5 plus donations, 5 more super chats, you guys. No, 4. 4 more super chats. Come on, you guys. Help me get this goal. Help me get this bullseye. A spiritual ascension. Anuhazi, Christmas is almost upon us. Yeah, you're right. And the Christmas story. But you're talking about the 3 Christs. But yeah, that's a good idea. Because I have, you know, already planned to do that. I'm not procrastinating. I just been so busy as normal. But it's around the corner, sort of, right? But thank you, Spiritual Ascension, for reminding me. Thank you for that. I love you too, Celine, sister. You guys are so kind. And we're bringing light into each other's lives. Yeah, there's a lot of negativity in the world, but we're going to make it peaceful for each other. We're going to respect each other, you know, and that's part of our group meditation and heart. And we can be very respectful and honor each other. And you know, see humanity for what it is, and that we have so much potential inside of us if people would just realize that within themselves as well. Edward Ramos, thank you, Holy One. Bless you. You're awesome, brother. Woohoo! Sarah, my Chihuahua sister. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome, man. Thank you so much for helping me out and for supporting this work. I don't want you guys to be stressed out about this whole thing about maybe some dark shit coming or not. I just think it's important to say something and to really think about it. Every one of us should think about this, and we can have a round table and just talk about it. Just throw our ideas to each other out of respect for each other's ideas about this whole, should we move out of America? And if we can't, think about what could be the situation, how do we protect ourselves? How do we, get through it? So we're watching each other's back, and I've never seen Ashana do this before, say something bad happening. So I take it, you don't take it lightly, right? You shouldn't take it lightly. And even before I heard this message, I was already telling you about, hey, make sure you get food and water whenever there's a new president, especially on all this crazy, crazy stuff that we've heard about, what's behind the scenes of some of this presidency. I mean, like the Biden administration, Kamala. I don't like to talk political, but it is part of the spiritual war. It's part of the extraterrestrials. It's part of the bloodlines. So we don't just take it lightly. We take it seriously. We consider it. We digest it. I got to look out for me and my 2 cats. My daughter is an adult, but she's staying with her mom. So she's in her mom's care again. So, it's just me and my cats right now. Like, I don't have to feed her. She's being fed by someone. And we're light years away. So I would love to be able to see my granddaughter every day, right? I just love you guys, and I care. I just hope you're taking precautions, okay? Make sure you have water and food. And let's say you heard the emergency broadcast system. I suggest that you fill all your bathtubs and sinks and whatever, containers and whatever, full of water. At least your bathtubs should be full of water. And then you would want to filter that shit, of course. But especially if you're using tap water, why would you be doing that? But anyways, that's like, hey, there's an emergency broadcast system. Fill up your bathtubs. Fill up, get as much water right now. Get as much water as you can. Remember, if it's not contained and not cooled off, water evaporates. So store it, keep it stored, and why not have a whole barrel or a huge, might even have to have a whole room for your survival gear. All that extra food and water and whatever else. I'm sure you're going to have some weapons and some way to live in the world. And we don't just ignore this shit because we're spiritual and everything's going to be okay. That's irresponsible thinking, just to, my guardians will protect me, whatever happens. Yeah, if you don't do jack shit, that's on you. And they're not like, it's like, they can't go against your free will if you're choosing these other counter type of stuff, activities. Like your soul didn't intend for you to go that route, but you end up doing all this distractions and get led away from your own soul's goal, your own purpose. So, yeah. Anyways, you get that confirmation within going inside. Go inside to the inner Christ, you guys. Learn these teachings. We give you the Voyagers links if you want to download them for free. You can visit Ashiana's website if you want to support her work. I thank you, all of you tonight who helped me support this work. I know there was more than 15 people, so that's why we stayed almost to 9 o'clock here. But I'm happy with you guys helping me out tonight so much. It helps so much. Thank you, Trinity1212. Good username, by the way. You like numbers, you know numbers. 333-1212. What's up? Machiwa, Star Sister. Woohoo! 11:44. Yeah, Sarah. Bless you, sister. It's only 8:44 here, but thank you. Yeah, you said it, Jeffrey. And I believe that too. You just put the positive thoughts out there that you're going to be okay, you're going to have what you need, and imagine what you have already, and be happy and know it's happening. Be positive. Oh, you're right, Nikki B. We'll do mantras. At least the ones that I know. I'm sure you guys know more. If we ever have a Zoom meeting, we're going to have to end the Zoom. Oh my gosh, that's how we can do group meditations, right? Have a whole bunch of people come in, but you're always going to have some assholes try to mess with it. Like we did that one time. Some guy was trying to show porn on our last Zoom meeting. Shit. He actually got some stuff through. I had to go and delete it all. And then re-upload the video. But whatever. We lost the chat on that one, but I didn't think that Google would remove the chat. They could have just truncated the chat too. So thank you guys for hanging with me, and I'm thankful to all the people who aren't disappointed that I get lit. And I don't do it every live, okay? Just so you know, and it's not like a long-term thing. And we just respect each other's beliefs and practices, and without judgment, and we just freaking love each other, support each other. Talk about the things we do agree with, right? We can talk about disagreements too, and still be respectful. And think about that. If you're treating other people respectfully and caring, honoring them, they're gonna naturally. Most humans will naturally reciprocate that. Also, be pleasant back in return. Most people just want to get along and not have problems and wars and thievery and criminals and dark energies. We don't want to be molested. We just want to be left the freak alone. But this darkness will not let it. They're feeding. We're their food. They want to be in control as well and control our lifetime. I mean, shit. If we were just little robots and that they can puppets, that's what they consider us. So, nope. This is why we're rebels. Notice Carrie Cassidy calls herself a rebel. We're rebels, man. We don't go along. That's also an indigo thing, by the way. We don't go along with mainstream because we know the distortions in it. This is what we're learning in these teachings. We see the distortions in unity. I mean, that are against unity. What doesn't make unity in New Age is these distortions. Everyone has the chance to, let go that doesn't serve you. You can still find good things in Reiki, good things in tarot or astrology, right? I just feel that it's a mixture, a dangerous mixture. Some of these things, think about it. Well, let me ask you this. You don't think that these beings could have ever created false teachings to trick you, to mislead you? You don't think that's possible? You don't think some of these beings have pretended to be good guys? That's not possible. Yes, you guys, you know it's possible, especially with so many conspiracy theories, that there's something going on with the government, something going on with aliens, something going on with this planet and the spiritual ascension of humanity, or lack thereof. You know something's going on. I don't believe all that stuff, but something's there. All right, you guys. I'll be continuing sending out at least a couple of videos a day. Every now and then I might just be one video, but while I'm trying to do a bigger video in the background. So I still want to do the Metatron video and the part 3 of the secret space program, but I will probably do the Metatron video first. And I'm working on a few other small videos, so you guys, you're a cool family. You're my cool friends. You're loving, caring friends. Some people are coming and going, but there's some of you who are here all the time. Like we're a tight group. We really want to make big changes in our lives and other people's lives. I can't stand it when I can't, come to do my lives for you guys and hang out with you. I miss you just as much. And I think we should all play WoW someday. It has to be Alliance though. Sorry, Horde. I just don't. I don't know. I see the monsters like the undead. They're a part of the Horde. The scary ass dead creatures and stuff are part of the Horde. The scary looking, not the pleasant looking humans and pleasant looking elves and cute little dwarves and hobbits. No, it's called halflings. No, they're not called halflings. They're called these little creature things. Brownies and sprites and fairies and unicorns and Pegasus. It's all real. What do you think that stuff was based on? You guys are awesome. You guys are coming here, awakening your Christos avatar. That's not just my channel name. It's a real term that means your 12th dimensional self. 1,728 selves. Bless you, Christos avatars. I'm happy to have you on our team. Well, we won't miss any more lives for a while, okay? I'll have a good reason and a good explanation before if they happen. So, all right, you guys. So, enjoy the rest of your evening. Please study the material, learn Cathara and beyond. You guys got to catch up to Celine. She's already on book Cathara 2, so she's going to be teaching me someday. I love you guys. Bless all of you. Have a beautiful week. I'll see you in the weekend. Can't wait to see you, fam. Star family. Yeah. Some of you are Pleiadians and Syrians, Arcturans, Andromedans, Orions, Mintakans, Tarans, Inner Earthans. I love you guys. I love the spiritual life, the spiritual journey. Wouldn't want it any other way. This is gone. That's why I have an extra little bottle here. Shaddai Ude Akuntan. Shaddai Ude Akuntan. Christar. I am Christar. I am Christar. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. And I want to sing one verse that's part of the Orion song, I believe, or the songs of Lyra. Omeda ipatuma, Omeda ipatuma, patuma edeta ekuna, Omeda ipatuma. I want to go up higher in pitch. Tre ti la i. No, that doesn't sound right to me. Tre ti la i durma. Tre ti la i durma. Durma he kem ta e kumna. You'll find your pitch. Omeda I patuma. So thank you guys for spending time with me. Namaste. Machiwa. Such a beautiful communion. Machiwa.